Hello everyone, and welcome back to Art History Shorts. Originally I started working on this video thinking that I wanted to talk just about Raphael's Triumph of Galatea. However, when I started working on it, it reminded me about why I started studying art in the first place. When I started really having an interest in art, the paintings that really attracted me most were those that depicted classical Greek myths. And I think that I can attribute the reason for this from visiting the Philadelphia Art Museum as a little girl with my mom. They have this incredible Rubens on display with this man having his liver ripped out by an eagle. Kind of horrifying for a 5-year-old to see, but I remember it being the first work of art I ever had a strong reaction to. This painting, which depicts the mythological story of Zeus punishing Prometheus for stealing fire from the gods to give to humans, spurred my interest in mythology and in art. So I'd like to explore in this video and in a handful after it a few of my favorite paintings that depict mythological stories. So to start, we'll take a look at Raphael's Triumph of Galatea, a stunning Renaissance fresco from 1514. And a brief note on frescoes. So a fresco is really more of a mural than a painting, as it is painted directly onto wet plaster, so that when it dries, the paint becomes a part of the plaster, and so it essentially becomes the wall. But I'm going to use fresco and painting interchangeably here. Raphael was an Italian painter and architect. His work is from the High Renaissance, or the peak of the Renaissance, where artists had mastered the techniques like perspective, shading, and depictions of more natural figures from early Renaissance artists. Other artists from this period include Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci. Donatello was early Renaissance. He was a prolific artist despite dying at 37 years old, and many of Raphael's works are in the Vatican Palace and depict religious themes or moments from the Bible. He also painted portraits and is most well known for his painting School of Athens, where he painted philosophers like Plato and Aristotle from the classical world. Raphael was commissioned to paint the Triumph of Galatea for display in the Villa Farnesina in Rome. This is actually the only painting Raphael did that depicts a Greek myth, and I'd say it is one of the maybe lesser known stories, as it doesn't have any of the kind of main gods attached to it. It does, however, involve a classic Greek mythology trope of a love triangle. The story is about a nereid, or a water nymph, which is like a female spirit of the sea named Galatea, and her love of a handsome shepherd named Achilles, who is the son of a forest god and river nymph. However, the Cyclops Polyphemus, who was the son of Poseidon, is also in love with Galatea, and in a jealous rage kills Achilles with a boulder. Galatea then turns his blood into the river Achilles and flees on a conch shell pulled by 2 dolphins along with other mythical creatures. What I really appreciate about this painting is we don't get any of the love triangle bit. We don't get the Cyclops who was in love with her or her romance with the shepherd. This painting shows us the moment of Galatea's apotheosis, or the moment when she is elevated to the status of a god as a kind of reward for everything she went through in her life. You might be more familiar with the stories of Greek heroes like Heracles or Perseus having achieved apotheosis. The focal point of this painting is Galatea's face. Our eye is also drawn right to the flowing red fabric. The other colors in this painting are more muted, more natural colors, but the red is such a pop of vibrancy. Another technique used that I've talked about before is the use of triangles as a popular tool for compositions. It keeps our eyes moving and centered on Galatea, always coming back to her. While the scene around Galatea feels chaotic and in movement, she herself feels frozen in time. This movement is created with the tension of figures pulling and pushing and these vigorous poses with twists. There is this beautiful dynamic quality with her hair and the drapery pushing left and her arms moving right. There is so much happening in this painting, and yet we keep coming back to this moment of serenity on her face. Because of these techniques and the chaotic feel of the scene, it might be easy to miss my absolute favorite part of this painting. These incredibly terrifying dolphins. If this is what dolphins actually looked like, I don't think anyone would want to swim with them. So I hope you enjoyed this brief look at the Triumph of Galatea and also my attempts at trying to pronounce classical Greek names and terms. And for the next few videos, I will be talking about other depictions of mythological stories. So if you did enjoy, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.